I'm going to show you how to make the most delicious strawberry milkshake you ever had. There is no dairy in it, there's no refined sugar, it's vegan, it's thick, it's creamy, it's going to blow your mind. Hi, I'm Chef AJ, and I have a new book coming out called Sweet Indulgence. It is over 150 recipes sweetened naturally with fruit. Everything is also vegan and gluten-free and even kosher. And I sure wish I had thought of this recipe to put in the book. This is actually my dear friend Kathy Hester's recipe. I tweaked it ever so slightly, but I'll be sure that right below this video in the show notes, I'll have her exact recipe and my slight variations. If you pre-order the book, it really helps me out a lot. My goal is to be a New York Times best-selling author, so those pre-sales really add up. There'll be 3 links below to order it. One is from Barnes & Noble and one is from Amazon. But if you use the top link to a local independent small bookstore near me, call A Seat at the Table, they'll get it for you 2 days early, and they will enable it so that I can sign it for you, and shipping in the United States is only $5. They will ship worldwide, but unfortunately it will cost more out of the country. So that's my pitch about my book, and let's get on to the milkshake. I don't know about you, but when I was little and the choice of milkshakes was vanilla, chocolate, or strawberry, I always went for strawberry. It's my favorite fruit, so it's my favorite milkshake, and it's also my favorite ice cream. And the great thing about this recipe is you can easily turn it into ice cream. Kathy Hester is so creative in how she engineers food. I call her the wizard because she just figures out how to use the machines and how to make recipes perfect. The only reason I changed it slightly is because she was using oat milk and I just kind of like almond milk better, and I put a few more dates in it because my husband likes things a little bit sweeter. But the technology, or ingredients technology, that she uses to make this a creamy milkshake without dairy is really, really unique. And guess what? She has a new Ninja Creami book coming out at the end of the month. She is the creator of the Ninja Creami Experience, and now she has her second offering with a completely new book for that. And I'll have the link below as well. So in my high-powered blender, and you will need a high-powered blender because especially if you're using frozen fruit, frozen strawberries are really, really hard. I recommend if you can get them, like we can get them in our store, frozen sliced strawberries, get the slice because these things really bounce around. That if you use fresh strawberries, then you have to add ice, and it just doesn't seem to come out quite as thick and creamy when I've done it that way. So in the blender, I like almond milk, and I'm using vanilla almond milk, but you can use any non-dairy milk that you like, realizing that they taste different. Some taste better than others, some are sweeter, but I've always liked the vanilla almond milk. Even though I'm using a high-powered blender, I always soak the dates in advance because I find if I don't, then sometimes they just go around the blender. They don't completely, get creamy. It's okay to have a little date piece in your mouth, but to get it nice and smooth, I pre-soak the dates, at least if I know I'm making it. If I decide at the last minute after dinner I want it, then the dates won't be pre-soaked. I don't know how Kathy figured this out, but somehow adding some oats and adding some chia seeds to, whether it's a smoothie or a non-dairy milk or an ice cream, it just gives it this like mouthfeel that it tastes like real creamy, rich, high-fat ice cream. And you don't have to use that much of either. Now, I prefer to use white chia seeds for several reasons. Well, they're just prettier. I find that the black chia seeds often show up dark in recipes. The white chia seeds are available, at least where I live, at all natural food stores and, of course, online. And then the only other ingredient are your strawberries. If you're using fresh strawberries, I find that fresh fruit like raspberries and strawberries tend to be sweeter, but frozen they're less sweet. That's why I upped the dates a little bit from Kathy's original recipe. So we're just going to put these in the blender. And this is why the Vitamix is so great for recipes like this, because of the tamping. So I'm going to turn my blender on. I usually start low and then I increase the speed. This is the one recipe that my husband will have even when he's full. And he's not somebody that ever overeats, but this is so good. And you can see how thick it is. I think I can do this. Look at this. I don't want to do it all the way upside down. That's why a Vitamix is so cool. And so if you want it more liquidy, you could add more liquid, but why would you? Remember Bob's Big Boy, how the shakes were just always so thick? I mean, this actually is like ice cream, how thick it is, but I'm going to show you how you can make it into real ice cream that's a little bit harder than this. So this makes 2 servings in my house for me and my husband. And we tend to eat it with a spoon, and it gets a little softer as you go along. It's just so good. And I once looked up the calories in a McDonald's milkshake and the amount of fat, and this was just nothing compared to like a real dairy sugar milkshake. Plus, when you think about those fast food milkshakes, just all the chemicals. So this is, look how thick this is, and it's so delicious. Oh boy. And so you can eat it with a spoon, you can use your glass straw, and if you really want to turn it into real ice cream, get yourself a Ninja Creami. And all you do is take this recipe, put it in your Ninja Creami pint, freeze it, gotta get this little ice thing off for 24 hours, and then you can spin this, and then this will turn into real scoopable strawberry ice cream. There you have it, the best strawberry shake in the world, thanks to Kathy Hester. I'm Chef AJ, and I make healthy taste delicious.